but we're going to the Clarke household for this flashback. We started with the Winston one last time, but if you remember, this is your time to get out of here if you didn't watch last episode. Don't want spoilers. At the very last bit of last week's episode, we saw that Rosalie, Brent's illegitimate daughter, has picked a sperm donor to have a baby with, and she met up with that person at the park, and it ended up actually being Mr. Christopher Clarke of the other family. So we're about 10 years ago. It is 2010, and we're in the bedroom at the right, and it looks a bit different than we're used to seeing it. It's usually pretty pink and flowery, but it's got much of a different aesthetic going on right now, because right now it's just Chris's room. It's not Chris and Amanda's, but here is Chris and Amanda. They're much younger. Chris is about 19 here. Amanda's barely 20. They're pretty close in age. And they're hanging out in his bedroom in 2010. They've only been set up by their grandparents a couple months ago, so it's sort of a new relationship. They're just sort of more of an arrangement between families because they're both prominent families in the town, and they both wanted their grandchildren to marry into another, well-off family, of course. So Chris is still in the process of getting to know her here. She's over here hanging out, though, while he's playing video games, and she's a little upset. She's gonna actually start venting to him. I'm gonna have him stop playing games for now so he can give her his attention, and because I'm not sure that she can talk to him without him stopping playing games, but she's gonna go ahead and ask for advice a little. She's kind of sad and is gonna ramble to him because her very favorite band, the Pink Kittens, is doing a world tour right now, and excuse me, they're gonna be in their town next week. Now, her dad's like a very, high-powered businessman. They have a lot of money, and he's been telling her for months and months that he's gonna get her tickets to this show, and she's just telling Chris, I don't know, my dad just keeps telling me that I'm gonna, he's gonna pull some strings and get these tickets, but every time I see him, he still doesn't really have anything for me. Looks like they're still in the honeymoon phase, And that, the show's just a week away, and I don't know if he's gonna get them for me. It's kind of frustrating because he usually gets me whatever I want, but, I don't know, he's just been spending so much time with his secretary lately, and she always has new jewelry, which she hasn't bought me anything new in quite a few months, but, that's not my business. I won't get into it. I just don't know, I don't know. I want to believe that he is gonna do it, but, it's a week away. There's no tickets available anymore. I don't know why, or how he's gonna end up getting anything for me, and it's just I'm really upset about it because there'll be other concerts, there'll be other things he can buy me, but it's really getting me down this week, Chris, and I don't really know what to do about it. And listen, Chris knows, he's heard from his grandparents and stuff since they set him up. He's not sure what he thinks about Amanda yet, but he knows that he needs to impress Amanda to make his family happy. Alright, his grandparents made it very clear that, to continue to get the money and the prestige, from the family, that this is definitely the relationship he needs to go forward with, and so he wants to make sure that he makes a good impression on her and really impresses her, so that way, he can kind of appease his grandparents, and he thinks she's a little materialistic so far, but, he doesn't know her much. He'll get to know her a little more. So he's gonna go ahead and tell her, okay, I don't know how, but I'll get you these tickets. Okay, here, describe a new idea. I'll figure out how to get you these tickets. I know it's a week away, but let me see what I can do. I'll do some online searching. Someone's gotta have something, right? You're my girlfriend. You are my girlfriend now, and this is the kind of thing that boyfriends do. So I will get you some tickets to this concert. I'll get us both tickets, and that she's much happier hearing that. Let's see, we can have her jump up and give him a big kiss. And be like, oh my god, really? Oh, you're the sweetest. I'm so glad that we started this relationship. You are so wonderful. Here, get up and kiss him, yeah. Like, Chris, you are my savior. That would be so wonderful. I knew my grandparents made the right choice, really planting one on him there. So she's got a manicure appointment. She's gonna hug him goodbye and be like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, but let me know what, you figure out. And I'm so excited, text me when you have details. So she's gonna go ahead and head on out of the house. Chris is gonna get right to work looking online for some, last minute like surge price tickets for this concert. It's kind of a long shot, but he's just really like hoping and praying that he can figure something out. We'll just have him browse the web here. So he's gonna head out and just look on some ticket boards and stuff and spend most of his afternoon just sort of looking through this. He's not sure that he really wants to go to this concert or, put this much effort into this girl, but he knows he's doing it for the family. He's doing it to, appease his grandparents, make sure that he keeps the families friendly with each other, and his grandfather, Justin, is not super duper happy with him right now because Christopher's father, Justin II, has just sort of gotten into the green or the black with his private practice. He's just starting to earn money, get into the profit range again. So he doesn't have a ton of money to give right now. And Christopher's just starting medical school. So it's really more on his grandfather, Justin, to pay for medical school. And he kind of keeps holding that over Chris's head, especially. And so he doesn't want to piss his grandfather off by pissing off Amanda. He knows that won't go well. And it looks like he's actually found some tickets on the on some message boards here that are they're pretty expensive. They're a few $100s, and like I said, he's starting medical school. He's kind of a struggling college student right now. He doesn't have a lot of pocket change to just pay for this himself. And as I said, his grandfather's already really kind of irritated that he has to pay for medical school and is holding it over his head, being a little stingy about it. His dad doesn't have a ton of spare things right now. All the money's really going back into making the practice as best as it can be right now. So he knows that he needs to get some money quick of his own and not bother his parents or his grandparents about it. So, you know what? Yeah, he's a medical student. He's the son of a doctor. He knows a lot of medical people in the field, a lot of nurses. He's heard conversations. They always talk about dudes coming in, trying to just sell their sperm for some quick cash, and how they're so many of them don't even get through the vetting process and stuff because we only let the most elite people in. But you would be such a shoo-in. I don't know, the older nurses are always kind of throwing weird little flirts at him and stuff about how he's such a handsome boy and he's well-read and educated and rich, and he would be a shoe-in for the program, and he's hoping that they were being serious about all those conversations, and he's like, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna make some calls, I'm gonna see if I can fast-track the process because they know me there, I'm gonna, pull some strings with the people I know at the hospital, and hopefully I can just sell a little bit of sperm, get enough, a couple $100, a few $100s to get these tickets for me and Amanda, and go to this concert. So that was 10 years ago, and it's, he did pull his strings, he got, he got those tickets, he sold his sperm for them and stuff, but it's not really something that he's thought about in too long. It definitely, made Amanda happy, it set them on a good course for their relationship moving forward, but now, as we've seen, 10 years later, his decision has kind of come back around to not bite him in the butt, but just sneak up on him unexpectedly, as Miss Rosalie Winston has gone ahead and chosen him to be her sperm donor. So we'll leave it there in the past in 2010, and we're gonna go to our first little short commercial break here as we head back to 2020 and see the aftermath of Rosalie meeting Chris at the park. We are back in the present times now in the land of 2020, and we are cutting back in literally right where we left off with last episode, or I guess maybe 20 minutes after we left off, as Miss Rosalie Winston and Christopher Clarke are here having a conversation at the park bench. She's basically telling her everything that you just saw in that flashback, explaining to her why he, donated his sperm, what the situation was, and saying so the lovely people in Northridge, they did let me fast track the process, and they were really nice enough to let me put a note on it. Oh, where are you going, Rosalie? Oh, she keeps trying to play with her dog. She was doing this every time I was trying to get her to sit down. We'll get her to sit back at the bench, though. Gotta keep Bandit entertained as well. Looks like she's gonna sit next to him this time. We'll roll with it. So yeah, he's like, they let me put a notice on there since it was kind of, I was a family friend and stuff, that I could, or that I kind of wanted to contact anyone if they were ever interested in the sample. Like, I don't know, I didn't think about it that much when I was young, like how important it would be to do that. I was really just thinking about getting the money, but I thought about it enough to think that if for some, reason down the line someone wanted to use my sample, they chose it, that I think that I would kind of want to meet them maybe, and at least to see who it was, and Rosalie's gonna just be like, oh, because like you're the Christopher Clarke, right? You can't just have any old floozy having your kid, right? And he's gonna chuckle and be like, I mean, kind of, yeah, like I am a Clarke, we are a pretty big important family in town, and I don't know, it just wouldn't look really good if some random person, 15 years down the line showed up at our doorstep and told me that I was their dad. I just kind of wanted to know if it was going to happen. It just kind of felt weird to like have someone birthing one of my children without me even knowing that it was going on, like I just wanted to know what was happening. And Rosalie's like, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Of course, I get it. I mean, she is part of the Winston family, too. She's not as close to or involved with them as Christopher is with his family. She knows what she's saying. She's just gotta give him some shit, of course. And he's gonna say, like, I didn't really think about it. I thought about it a little bit for the first year, but then I didn't get a call from the hospital. No one called me, saying that they chose my sample or whatever, so I kind of forgot about it. It's, I don't know, it's kind of weird that it's taken 10 years, I guess, for anyone to choose it. And Rosalie's like, oh, okay, wow, you think your sperm is really that coveted? It's such a surprise it took a decade. And he's like, I mean, you did tell me that I was the best choice out of everyone in the binder, so you sort of already admitted that yourself, Winston. To which she's just like, all right, touche. Yeah, you got me there, Christopher. And, Rosalie's gonna, like, be like, okay, well, I mean, thanks for telling me that story. Like, I'm glad I know the reasoning behind why you were even one of the options, I guess. I mean, I would have never even thought that you'd be in the choice pool. It's kind of wild, but I guess this will just be, like, a fun, crazy happenstance story that I can look back on in a few years' time, take care of yourself. And Chris is just like, whoa, wait, why are you, are you leaving already? And she's just like, I mean, we don't really have anything else to attend to here, I guess. And Chris will just be like, wait, we don't? And she's like, I mean, I figured that you wouldn't want to, like, continue this conversation once you, like, saw who I was. And Chris is just genuinely kind of confused. He can be, like, a little dense sometimes, and it's just like, why would that be? Rosalie's like, I mean, duh, I'm a Winston. Like, I'm, me being a Winston and all, why would you want to keep this conversation going then? And he's like, oh, right, duh. I mean, I don't know, that doesn't really matter to me that much. It's kind of something more that my grandparents care about. I mean, I don't know, I've never really had a personal issue with you, like, we cross paths every now and then at different events and, like, school and stuff, growing up. I don't know, like, I've never had an issue with you, and I liked hearing your side of the story, too, and, like, why you want to have a child, and you seem really ready for this, like, in your life, and I don't know, from what I know, you are, like, a really level-headed and trustworthy person. And Rosalie's like, oh, so I passed your floozy test then, ignore Bandit making friends with the locals. And he's like, okay, listen, come on, I never thought of you as a floozy. We all know you're not a floozy, but I mean, I guess that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think, yeah, I'm okay with you using me as your donor, I think, if you still, want me to, me being a Clarke and all. And she'll say, well, as annoying as it is to admit to your face, you were the best option out of everyone in the binder. I mean, you should really talk to your nurse friends about that. I mean, there were some really not great options in there. I think that they really need to bump up the test even more than it already is, because some wild people really got slipped through the cracks. I'll be like, yeah, okay, will do. But Rosie's just like, I mean, I guess same. I mean, you being a Clarke doesn't personally bother me that much. Same as you. It's more something that my grandparents have an issue with, and I don't know. I don't really align with my family's views that much. Anyways, so I guess if you're still okay with it, then sure, I would still like to use you as my donor. I mean, it's kind of like a weird, awkward conversation for both of them, but they seem on the same page. He'll say, yeah, I mean, I am okay with it. So I guess you can, like, go forward with the next step or whatever. We just probably shouldn't mention that I'm your sperm donor, right? And she's like, oh, right, of course, absolutely not. He's like, I mean, even if we don't care, you know that my family would probably, like, excommunicate me from everything if they knew that I was letting a Winston have my child. She'll just quit back like, oh, same. I mean, I can't have my already chilly grandparents knowing that, you know, I have a dirty Clarke growing inside me. And he's like, yeah, Amanda would probably even cut me limb for limb, or worse. And they'll both just laugh about that for a second, before she's like, okay, guess it's settled then, Chris. I will use your DNA to get pregnant, and only you and I will ever know the truth. And he's like, sounds perfect to me. And so, with that being done here, she's gonna be like, go ahead and get up to leave, and he'll be like, wait a second. Before you go, let me just get them into conversation again. Be like, you know, wait, one more time. She's like, what? Before I get going. And he's gonna say, well, you know, before you leave, it's just, I mean, I completely believe in you and your ability to, like, you know, handle this on your own. You've obviously thought about this a lot. You've planned everything out. I know you have a support system. But I mean, I don't want you to feel like I don't care about this at all. I mean, obviously I cared enough to want to meet you, so I don't know. I guess I just wanted to say you have my number now if you need anything, like, during your pregnancy and this whole process. Like, if you just need anything, I guess, feel free to reach out to me. And she'd be like, wow, I mean, yeah, that's really sweet of you. I'll keep that in mind, I guess, Christopher. Thank you. And they'll say, yeah, please do. And she's like, yeah, I genuinely will. Thank you for everything, I guess. I'll be like, yeah, for sure. So Rosie is gonna finally actually leave with Bandit now and, you know, throw a last, all right, see you around, Clarke, at him. He'll just say goodbye to her as well, you know. See you later, Miss Winston. And that's where we will leave them at the park for now. We are joining everyone on a lot here that we haven't seen before. This is actually, I wrote down usernames and stuff because I got a couple lots from the gallery to use today, so I wanted to give credit. This lot is the Goldstein Private School from Phoebe Gabby on the gallery. By the way, I did not build this one. So anyways, we're actually joining, it's not the Goldstein Private School in our world. This is going to be Northridge High, where Samantha and her boyfriend Maxwell go to high school, and it is actually her lunch period right now. And so we didn't really see Samantha Winston last episode. She is Robert II's oldest daughter. There she is. She's sitting with her friends at lunch right now, and they're all kind of discussing school happenings, what's coming up, because prom is very, very soon, and we saw in episode 1 that Samantha and her boyfriend Max are planning their campaign to run for prom king and queen, and so her and her little clique here are kind of talking about that, talking about Samantha's campaign, and being like, wow, you're absolutely a shoo-in. I mean, your campaign posters are so awesome. Everyone around school has been talking about them. Like, I haven't heard anyone saying that they're not gonna vote for you. I mean, obviously, you're going to win. And Samantha's super excited about it. Like, prom queens, you know, that's like one of the biggest things for her in high school. Obviously, she's already like got all these academic accolades and, you know, physical and mental awards and stuff, but prom queen is what she really wants. So she's like, thank you guys, like I'm so excited. I'm so glad that I have all your support in the whole school. It's so glad to know that, you know, I'm really loved here and stuff, and you guys support my campaign. And from there, obviously, conversation is going to turn a little bit more to prom. And so the other girls are going to start talking about prom and their dates and being like, wow, you know, prom is going to be so fun. It's going to be so lit. I can't wait to dance with my date and stuff. And like after prom is going to be the best, you know, I have all this like special plan, you know, who's getting hotel and stuff. And so they're going to start talking about their, you know, dates and getting to... Excuse me, what's happening here? You know, they're getting into some flirty conversations about their dates and sleeping with their dates after prom and stuff, and Samantha's just gonna get a little more quiet in this conversation though. And they're like, you know, oh my god, like the whole thing and all the TV shows and stuff is losing like your virginity at prom and stuff. I mean, you, who's still a virgin like at this school? Yikes. But like we have to put out on prom night, you know. I mean, our dates are gonna be so totally disappointed if we don't. It's just like, it's a rite of passage, even though like none of us are gross virgins, obviously. Like it's just like we have to, you know, do it. We don't want to disappoint our boys, and it's just like a staple thing. Like, is it even a prom night if you don't get laid and stuff? And they're just gonna keep talking and like joking around about it. None of them have really noticed that Samantha's kind of quiet now and is not really joining in the conversation. But she's definitely a little uncomfortable with what her friends are talking about and is hoping that they move on soon from it. And they are going to move on soon, actually, because another girl's going to walk in here, finally in with, you know, her lunch. They've kind of finished eating, but over here, oh, sorry, we're in the bushes, but we have Kelly over here, who's kind of known as the school nerd. You know, she's not really liked by the popular girls over here. And so whenever she enters conversation, kind of turns to her, not in a very positive way. She's just gonna try and like walk past, you know, so that she can go have her lunch in peace. But as usual, you know, this kind of the bitchy popular clique over here is gonna notice and just start making comments about her, like, oh, ew, wait, Kelly like walked in. Oh, speaking of gross virgins, obviously Kelly's a virgin. Like, you can just tell, you know, by how frumpy she is and whatever. And Kelly doesn't like this, but she's kind of used to hearing it from these girls that Samantha tends to hang out with. And I don't know, Samantha's not really paying attention to it. She's sort of lost in her head from the last conversation and tuning them out, you know. And we have some of the jocks over here in the background too. They've noticed Kelly. They're gonna get in on this over here, and even they're gonna come throw a drink in her face. And the girls are just continuing to gossip about her and being like, wow, you know, I heard like she's not even or here, we'll just throw shade. We can't throw a drink yet, but we'll throw some shade at her. And they'll be like, wow, she's not even that rich. Like, the only reason that she's in this school, I heard, is because her mom is blowing the headmaster. And so they're just making a lot of really mean comments about her and stuff until one of her friends over here is gonna notice that Samantha's not really chiming in. So Beverly over here, the blonde one with the ponytail's like, Samantha, like, hello, do you not have anything to say? Like, why are you being so weird and quiet? And Samantha's gonna snap back into it a little and just be like, oh, what are we talking about? And they're like, you know, just about how Kelly's mom's a whore, and like, come on, like, you're making us look bad, like, fucking join in. And so Samantha's really uncomfortable now. She's never really liked this. She's never really had a problem with Kelly, but she can see the pressured looks from all of her friends here and just throw right, yeah, I guess the apple does fall far from the tree then, because obviously that's not her. Like, she's probably so desperate to lose her virginity at this point that she'd sleep with the founder statue out front, and, all of her friends are happy with that. They're gonna giggle at that, but Samantha kind of hates herself for it. She's not, doesn't really want to make fun of her. She can tell how hurt Kelly is from across the way as everyone else is continuing to bully her. Kelly's even just gonna kind of run off now, and Samantha's not exactly sure how she got into this lunch period. They were talking about her campaign. Like, they were talking about her, am I dropping frames? Sorry if stream died for a second. But yeah, Samantha's like, oh no, we were talking about my campaign, like, I don't really know how this happened, but she's just gonna, she's gonna excuse herself and be like, yeah, actually, like, I had to go see our lame teacher about a quiz score, actually, so you guys have fun, like, I'll see you later. We were gonna go, we're going prom dress shopping soon, so, see you later, guys, and just kind of remove herself from this situation before, she has a breakdown at school. She usually tries to keep her, like, panic attacks out of school. She can kind of feel one coming on, but she's just gonna steel herself, hide her emotions as she usually does, and, keep going and keep being Miss Perfect, Samantha, like she usually does, instead of crying like she wants to right now. And that's all we have for Northridge High today. We're gonna go ahead and move on. So we head over now to a building that we have not seen before, but definitely one that is important to the Clarke family. This is Justin II's very own private practice, Clarke Family Medicine. Right here I'm reading off the name of the building from the gallery and the user because I did not build this building, but unfortunately I don't know what notebook that is that I was reading it out of, so I don't have the name anymore. I'm so sorry, but thank you so much to whoever built this beautiful building I'm using for Clarke Family Medicine. It is a lovely little private practice building, and it definitely served us well. But here we can see Chris going ahead and entering the building because, well, Justin II is staying at the Clarke estate at the moment to take care of his ailing older father, of course. Christopher, who has been training to be a doctor and is an inspiring doctor himself, following in his father's footsteps, has been given the task of taking over and running the private practice in his father's absence, of course. Whether it's something Christopher necessarily wants to do or not, who knows, but he's willing to take on that duty and that responsibility while his father is away, of course, and he's grown up around here, and, he's grown up at least as the lead doctor and lead surgeon's son, so everyone knows him. He's pretty friendly with all of these nurses and other employees that he works with now, all of them, wanting to say, hey, Christopher, good morning, welcome back, and definitely checking in with him as well about his father, asking, oh, how is your dad doing? Is Justin II, all right? Christopher responding, yeah, no, he's doing pretty well, as much as he can be, being stuck at home, arguing with his father about medical things. The secretary laughing, of course, saying, oh, yeah, I know how that can be with your parents, but glad to hear that he's doing well. And she's going to also let Chris know that, okay, well, it's a little bit before your first patient comes in this morning, so you got an hour or so to kill before you have to do anything specific. Chris just shrugging and saying, okay, sounds good. I guess I will go in and do some paperwork then. Heading into his father's office, but effectively his office for the time being, as he runs the Clarke Family Medicine private practice. And, having some paperwork to do, but not a ton, not really wanting to. Pretty bored. Pulling out his phone and seeing that he has a little text here from Amanda asking about color schemes for their outfits for the big charity gala her family is going to be throwing soon, asking, are we deciding on maroon or lavender for the gala? I need to order our outfits today. Chris not super being bothered with these frivolous things, quickly closing out of the text between him and Amanda, not really interested or having the brain to be able to respond to that at the moment, but remembering that it's a bit fun to talk to Rosalie Winston, actually. They got along surprisingly well when they met up at the park the other day. And as he's thinking about the conversation, realizing that, well, they decided on a handful of important bits, there was one bit of pretty important information that he failed to get to Rosie Winston. And so whether boredom or mainly informational gathering being the motivation, Chris switches his text on over to the chain between him and Rosie, actually sending her off a text on this morning. Not necessarily knowing if he'll get a response, but deciding, hey, why not? I got a little bit of time. So he is going to switch over to his text with Rosie and say, hey there, hope you're doing well. When are you actually getting the sample? I'm a dummy. I forgot to ask yesterday, actually. Just kind of starting up the conversation again and seeing when exactly this whole process is going to be continuing forward on Rosie's end. Actually bring it up when they were like leaving the conversation the day before, and so he's gonna go ahead and wait for a response there, but it comes pretty quick, and Rosalie does text back like, oh, well, hello there, Clarke, fancy hearing from you so soon. I'm actually just finishing up breakfast, and then I was gonna head over to pick it up. I called the hospital yesterday right when I got home and asked if I could come in today and get it, haha. And he's like, oh, wow, fast, nice, glad to know that Northridge is treating you well. And she's like, yeah, they've been really, great with me so far. And Christopher just kind of wants to keep the conversation going. It's more entertaining than anything he was doing at work. So he's like, wow, I guess I could have used my medical powers to look into that myself, huh? And she's like, I mean, yeah, that would have been a lot more effort than just texting me, though. But like you said, you are a dummy. He'll just agree, very true. Shamey profile made you seem so smart, I guess. Still giving him shit like she was at the park yesterday. And he's like, hey, listen, I'm only smart on paper. It is not my fault that you believed whatever that little notebook said about me, And she's like, all right, very true, Clarke. Also, like, medical powers, what are you talking about? That makes you sound less like a doctor with access to records and more like the shittiest superhero I've ever heard of. He's like, what are you talking about? There's definitely shittier superhero powers. And Rosalie's just like, name them. And I don't know, time's just kind of getting away from Chris, and he's just sitting here texting Rosalie. And let's see, one of the nurses is actually gonna go ahead and peek her head in here, because if you look at the time on his phone, it's a little bit past 10. Actually, we'll pull the text down, and she's gonna be like, hey, Christopher, just we tried to page you a couple times, but your 10 o'clock appointment's actually here. And he's like, oh shit, sorry, yeah, definitely get on that. And this nurse here, her name is Cassandra, and she's like, oh no, like, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you texting your fiance and stuff. He's like, oh, what? No, you're not interrupting anything, it's fine, I was just passing the time. And Cassandra's like, you don't have to, like, it's good, it's fine, I remember young love, like, back in the day. I saw that look on your face while you were sending off those texts there. I had my fair share of romantic textual interactions back in my day and stuff while at work, so you don't have to lie to me, your secret's safe, having a little fun with your woman at the morning at work, as long as you do actually pay attention to get your work done, you do you, boy. And so Christopher's just kind of embarrassed, like, oh, that's really not what's happening, but thank you, Cassandra. I will tend to that patient now. And so he's kind of flustered, but he has a long day of work ahead of him, and we don't need to watch him at work all day, so we're gonna go ahead and head away from the Clarke family medicine, and we're gonna go ahead and head back to the actual Clarke estate and see what the rest of the family is up to while he's at work. Well, Chris works away at the private practice all day. Of course, Amanda is at home with nothing else to do than fret over all of the things that she needs to get done in her life. So we're going to cut back over to the Clarke estate here in Chris and Amanda's shared bedroom, where Amanda is frustratedly sitting on her bed, still waiting for a response from her lovely fiance, as it has been a bit now since she went ahead and texted him asking for color confirmation on their outfits. I mean, her parents' big charity gala is coming up so soon. She has to get their orders in now if they want a couture matching set, like they absolutely have to show up in as a united front. And here he is, just absolutely ignoring her texts. And it seems like recently Chris has been a little bit steppy with her, a bit despondent, and she's not super been appreciating the way that Chris has kind of been ignoring her, and the pattern seems to continue. Yes, he's at work, but he can't take a second to text his soon-to-be wife back. So feeling a bit irritated and frustrated, Amanda is going to go down to the living room just to kind of watch some TV, take a load off, and relax. But as she heads into the living room here, we see that Justin and Justin the Second are in yet again another heated argument. Justin the Second, as usual, trying to debate with his father about what he should and should not be doing just in the second, saying, you are still not listening to me. I am giving you these pills because you need them to keep you in working condition for the moment. Justin saying, oh, poppycock, you're always trying to feed me nonsense, but I've told you I'm feeling just fine. I was fine at the golf game the other day, and I'm fine sitting on the couch now, so if you could just leave me alone. The typical little tiff back and forth. Amanda walking in, and as Justin the second notices her, and knowing that this conversation is really going to go nowhere, getting up, deciding to put it to rest for the day. Justin the second deciding that he's going to go ahead and leave, not wanting to deal with this any longer. Amanda definitely raising an eyebrow as she goes to sit next to Justin. Now, her and Justin Clarke are actually fairly close. They have a decent bond and relationship. So Amanda's going to sit down and go ahead and ask what it was up with that there. Justin letting her know, oh, my son's just always trying to get me to take these damn pills, but let me tell you a secret. I'm feeling better than ever, sweetie, and so all these pills do is just dampen me down, ruin my spirit. He just wants to keep me complacent so that he can, make me brain dead so he can do whatever he wants. Amanda just kind of laughing along at that, but having a little bit less joy in her voice than she normally would. Justin definitely noticing that and saying, well, what's wrong, sweetie? You seem a bit down and sad today, too. And with a big sigh, Amanda starting to unload on Justin that, I don't know, Chris just seems really distant lately, and I just don't really know. He doesn't seem interested in any of my hobbies or anything that we usually do or enjoy together, and I just keep trying so hard, but I feel like he's giving me nothing back, and it's just getting really frustrating, to not be doing that with me that much lately. I don't really know what happened. Like, he's just not been paying that much attention to me lately, and it's just been making me feel really sad and stuff. And Justin's like, that is awful to hear. I'm so sorry. Like, why is he treating you like that? I'll have a talk with him. Don't worry. Like, I'll make sure that he knows that you mean, I'm sure he knows that you mean well. He's probably going through something. I don't know. Maybe you should talk to his mom or his sister or something. Like, women are usually more in tune with, like, feelings and stuff, and since they're the closest women to him, like, maybe they know what's happening, like, what's up with him. Clearly something's going on. Otherwise, why would he be treating, like, you like that, sweetheart? Don't worry. We'll get this figured out. And so Amanda feels much better after that. She's like, okay, thank you so much, for talking. I do feel better. Like, you're right. I'm probably just overreacting. Like, there probably is something else going on. And obviously it probably doesn't have anything to do with me. Like, why would it have anything to do with me? We're one of the best couples in town. And speaking of other couples, we're gonna go ahead and cut over to the kitchen here, as Justin the second's gonna walk in. Lorena's in the kitchen today because she's been trying out a bunch of new hobbies. I'm gonna actually get her baking here, and she's trying out some baking today. She's not very good yet, it's the first time she's trying it, so we'll get her to start on some brownies here, as Justin the second goes ahead and stomps in, and Lorena's like, oh, he didn't take you telling him what to do well as usual. He's just like, yeah, oh my god, that man is insufferable. Like, I'm so tired of having to deal with him and stuff. And Justin the second's just like so angry. He wants to clear his head a little bit, and so he'll be like, yeah, I think I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna clear my head for a minute. I was gonna go take the boat out, let me get an angle where we can see them both here. Justin second's like, yeah, I was gonna go take the boat out and do a little bit of sailing to just like clear my head a little bit. I mean, I'd love if you could maybe come along. We could hang out together or something that might help me calm down. And Lorena's like, oh my god, that sounds really lovely. I would love to spend some time with you, but like I just put something in the oven, and it's gonna take like at least 30 minutes, and I don't want it to burn. I'm trying to really like, this is kind of difficult. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing here. So I don't know. I'm so sorry. Like, timing just didn't really work out super well. But maybe another day. And Justin's like, yeah, whatever. Those don't look very good, Lorena. But he's like, fine, whatever. I just, maybe it'll be better that I'm by myself anyways. I just really want to, get out of my own head. So fine, we can plan a boating trip for some other day. So he'll go ahead and walk off, and he's going to go ahead and cross paths with a couple people that I think everyone will be excited to see again here as I get Lorena to go ahead and start making some more baked goods. But a couple people are going, here, bake some cupcakes. Yeah, we'll bake some just classic vanilla cupcakes. But Lorena's daughter, Charlie, is headed on over with her roommate, Mohini, here. And so they'll come say hi to Mom, you know, passing Charlie's dad on the way out. But he looked pretty angry, so Charlie's like, I'm not touching that. And Charlie's like, oh, hey Mom, you know, I see you're getting into baking for the day. And it's like, oh yeah, you know, I'm having lots of fun. Hey girls, like, welcome, come on in. Feel free, like, I just made some brownies. Here, well, let's even move them over to this counter. Like, feel free to try if you'd like. I don't know how good they are, but, you know, good to see you too. We'll let them go try the brownies real quick, actually. I really don't think that they're gonna like these very much. They don't look good quality at all. But they'll try out some of the brownies, and Lorena's like, oh, it's always so nice to see you girls, but like, what are you doing here actually? And Charlie's like, I honestly, I don't really know what I'm doing here. Madison just texted me yesterday if I could swing by the house sometime before she heads to school, and if we could talk for like a little bit. So you know, yeah, it doesn't look like they're enjoying them. But I was like, yeah, you know, Jacoba's in class right now, and so I had Mohini drive me over, and so she's with me. But yeah, where is Madison? That's really the only reason I'm here, but I don't really know what she wants. But, you know, maybe it's one of that girl's wild schemes and plans and stuff. And where did Lorena go, actually? Oh, she's just setting the cupcakes down over here. You know, oh look, Mo just ate that up though. Speaking of Madison, she's gonna come in the room though and be like, Charlie, you're here, good, we need to talk, and like basically drag her cousin, it's her cousin, right? She's gonna like drag her cousin upstairs and be like, we really need to talk right now, so like come with me. Here, get into a conversation together, guys. No, Jesus Christ, okay. There we go. Well, you know, that's about like, hey Charlie, hope you're doing well. I need to talk to you. Come up to my bedroom. It's top secret. It's a top secret conversation that no one down here can hear. So they're gonna go ahead and head up to Madison's bedroom here, and Charlie's like, sorry, and Mo's like, no, it's okay. Like, I don't mind being, you know, a little taste tester for your mom. Like, let's do this, Mrs. Clarke. I'm here to taste test whatever. And Lorena's very happy to hear that. She's like, oh, that's wonderful. You know, I would love to have you lend your palate, Mo, if you are so willing. And Mo is totally down to eat some more of these treats. We'll have her even just sit down, get to work, and let's even get Lorena working on some other kind of terrible baked goods here. Let's do some breadsticks this time. So Maddie and Charlie have headed up to Maddie's bedroom, and real quick before we head in there, we're gonna go ahead and head up to Marissa and Sean's bedroom, and Marissa's actually gonna be on her computer working, as she usually is. Hello, Sims. Technical difficulties, excuse me. So whatever. I just need her on the computer. So Marissa's upstairs working hard at, you know, working on the business Securvo as usual, but Sean hasn't, you know, spent too much time with his wife in the past couple days. He'll go ahead and head in here and be like, oh, you know, hey, my gorgeous wife, my love, you know, do you need any help? And she's just like, I don't really know exactly how you could help, but like, no, I don't, thank you. I have everything handled over here. You can mind your business, Sean. He's like, geez, okay, yeah. I mean, you know, I went to the same business school you did. Like, I know things. I could help if you know, I don't know, needed me to take anything off of your plate, maybe. You know, I love you so much, and I want to be here for you like a loving husband. I don't think it's that wild to do. Sorry, excuse me. Lorena started a fire downstairs. That's not part of the plot, so people might run away from where they're supposed to be right now. Excuse me for 1 second. Fucking Sims. Anyways, Marissa's just trying to work and being kind of rude to Sean, as he's like, listen, I just want to be here, like, as your husband. If you need any, you know, like, if you need any help, let me know. Just, like, you know, I love you. He's even gonna try and, like, just go over here. Here, hold her hands for a second. Be sweet and affectionate towards his wife, you know. Like, I love you. She's like, ugh, yeah, thank you, whatever. Love you too. I really don't, there, she'll really sell it, you know. I don't need your help. I need you to kind of butt out of your business. Mind your business, Sean. That's what you're best at doing, is doing nothing. So why don't you continue to do that? Now, if you excuse me, I have some people that I need to talk to. She doesn't look like she's super happy, really. She's not having a good time there with whatever she's been working on. So she's gonna go ahead and head on out. She's like, I need to sort some things out. Don't worry about it. Just don't do anything. Love you too. Thank you for the support. Sean's a little downtrodden about that. It's kind of sucks how his wife always treats him, but he knows that she's stressed, you know, like she kissed him, she loves him, it's fine. He is actually gonna hop on her computer here though, now that she's away and out of the house for sure. And yeah, he's just gonna go ahead and take a look at her laptop real quick. And while he's doing that, let's head on across the hall to Madison's bedroom over here. I know we've seen glimpses of it. We'll see a little bit more of it here. Oh, do they have any Void Critter packs? I kind of wanted them to play Void Critters together, but I don't think they have any packs. So let's just get them into a conversation in the middle of Madison's room here. So as I mentioned before, they used to share this room together, actually, and these two, they're cousins, but they're super duper close. I mean, Charlie only recently moved out a couple years ago of this bedroom. You know, look, Madison's even got a little Foxbury Institute poster up, which is where Charlie goes to school. And so Charlie's like, okay, well, you know, a little munchkin, what you need. Like, your text seemed urgent. You seemed very, oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. I'm going to have her get down from there. That's not really a good place to have a camera angle. But she's going to be like, okay, what did you need what did you need me to get over here for? What was so urgent that you needed to talk to me in private about it? And Madison's like, okay, listen, Charlie, there's been a lot happening since you left. I'll just have Charlie keep hopping down from the bunk bed, sorry. Madison's like, listen, there's been a lot going on, and, I mean, as we all know, I am adopted, and now that I am going, you know, into the 8th grade, listen, you know, Marissa's kind of awful. She doesn't treat me very well. I would really, really, really like to figure out who my birth mom is and meet her. But, of course, Marissa and her lapdog, Sean, like, won't let me do anything about that and refuse to look into it with me. So, you know what I figured? Like, why would I let them stand in my way? I'm gonna take this into my own hands, and I'm gonna figure this out on my own. So I've been doing some research. I found a company that will do a DNA test and, like, send me back the results and, like, give me information on, like, who my biological parents are. Like, my mom especially is what I want to know. And she was like, wow, okay. Like, she knows Maddie's smart, but this, you know, she's like, that's, you are a precocious little child, and I admire your tenacity and just going forth and figuring that all out on yourself. But where do I come in? She's not even gonna, like, comment on how she's talking about her adoptive parents. Charlie doesn't really like Marissa much either, and thinks that her and Sean kind of suck and don't really like the way Marissa treats Maddie and how Sean lets her get away with it too. So she's like, okay, kid, what you need from me? Madison's like, listen, Charlie, you know, we're close, you're an adult, and you have your own place. Thank you so much for the follow, Dizzy Miss Lizzie. Very good username. I appreciate the follow. Thank you for being here for Traitorous. So Maddie's gonna say, listen, Charlie, the only thing, you know, that I can't do on my own is that I need to since I'm so young, I need to have an adult sign off on it, and I need an address to send the results and, like, the test kit to, okay? Because I can't have that stuff coming in the mail to this household, because obviously Marissa's gonna find it and see it, or someone is, and tell her. I don't know. I just want to be as safe as possible about this and keep this out of her realm of knowledge, okay? So if you would sign off on it for me, and if you would let me send the kit to your house, that would be such a huge help. Like, please, like, she's basically a big sister to her, even though they're technically cousins. Like, please, Charlie, like, help me out with this. I will love you forever. I will get you all the Void Critter packs that you want. And you know what, Charlie loves this little girl, and she's like, you know what, You are very impressive that you've gotten this all figured out on your own, and it sounds like a solid plan, kid. I don't mind hiding secrets from the family. You know what? It'll probably even piss Marissa off more, and as we all know, she's not many people's favorite person, including myself. So I would love to help you, help my favorite person in the world, and piss her off. So you got it, kid. Whatever you need, like, let me know. You have my address, right? Like, go ahead, send it there. I'll sign off on whatever you need, and I will 100% help you find your birth parents if that is what you really desire most in the world. As a birthday present, since I am a broke college student, that's great. Don't have to pay for a birthday present for you now. So let's see, where are we at here? With that conversation done, Maddie's ecstatic. She's like, oh my god, thank you so much. Here, can we go ahead and let them have like another little hug here? If I can get her off of this goddamn bunk bed. Sit down, Charlie. Or I got stand up, rather, is what I want. Oh, there we go, there's a hug. We'll have her hug her real quick as Charlie's like, okay, is that all you needed? You know, Mo and I do have some errands to run before Shakova gets back home. We should probably be heading back. And Madison's like, yep, that's all I need. I mean, it's nice to see you. I miss you ever since, you know, you moved away to college. But thank you so much for helping. Like, I love you so much. That is definitely the main thing I needed. So Charlie's gonna go ahead and head on down the stairs here. God, ignore the charred ground now that Lorena started a fire. Head on down the stairs, Charlie, and Charlie's actually going to be stopped on her way out here by her grandma Rona. So let's see her coming on down the stairs here, and we haven't seen her grandma Rona too much, mainly in conversations with her husband Justin. Where is she? Oh, she might still be outside because of the fire that happened. But she's gonna stop Charlie. There she is, doing her little snooty walk. She's gonna stop Charlie on the way down the stairs and just be like, oh, you know, hello, Charlotte. It's nice to see you. And, you know, it's her grandmother. Charlotte's not like the bestest of friends with her. They kind of have a tense relationship. Charlie doesn't get along with most of the family. She's kind of the alternative grandchild, you know. So she tries to avoid her grandparents as much as possible, but Rona's kind of cornered her here, and she's just gonna be like, oh, Charlotte, like, I'm so glad that I caught you on your way out. I just wanted to see if you had RSVP'd to the Ritter charity gala. You know, it'd be really great if your presence was there, you know, so it didn't look bad that one of the grandchildren decided to ditch out on such an important annual event. So I just wanted to make sure that you were going to be there. And Charlie's like, yep, Grandma, don't worry. I sent my RSVP to them. I'll be there. Don't worry, little granddaughter Charlotte. Will show up. You don't have to lecture me about it, for sure. Just Rona's like, that's okay, that's wonderful to hear, sweetheart. I'm glad that, you know, you're being an adult, taking to your own hand, like doing things for yourself. That's great. Can't wait to see you there. You should, you know what, even bring your Indians along with you to the gala. The Ritters, I'm sure, would love to have, the more the merrier. You know how they like to act like they have a lot of friends around the town, and I'm sure they'd appreciate even having, like, you know, some more ethnic people at the gala. So, you know, go ahead, you know, I'll give you permission to bring a +2 if you'd like to bring, you know, your little roommates around. And Charlie, as usual, does not love talking to her grandma for reasons just like that. And she's like, okay, yeah, thanks, Grandma. I will bring my Indians to the party. So that, you know, would love to bring my token friends of color to your rich people gathering, so you guys can feel great about yourselves. So with that, I'd really like to get out of here, though. As always, it's so fun talking to you every time I, you know, stop by and run into you. But I'm gonna get out of here now. Mo, we should probably get going. So Rona's gonna, you know, Rona will head off to do whatever she does, and before Charlie and Mohini can get out of here for once and for all, Charlie's gonna be stopped again. She's having a rough afternoon after this, and so Amanda's actually gonna be the one to stop her this time and be like, oh, Charlie, wait, before you leave, like, let me talk to you. Where even is Amanda? Oh, she's the one who's probably actually outside because of the fire. We'll have her, oh, they don't have a great relationship either, but she'll be like, Charlie, let me speak to you for just a second, okay? Charlie's just like, God damn it, like, what now? I want to get out of this house. Help. I moved out for a reason. And so Amanda's like, oh, I just wanted to talk to you about your brother really fast. I don't know, I talked to your grandfather and he said it might be a good idea to, like, talk to you. Do you know if there's anything going on with your brother right now? He's just been kind of weird and, distant, and I guess I wanted your advice on that, as Amanda's sort of realizing, you know, that she's asking Charlie for advice, which is really weird. That's not their dynamic. Charlie is also kind of thrown off and it's like, what? I don't, no, help, please. Sims are wily and these two aren't technically have a related relationship since Amanda's only engaged to her brother. But anyways, ignore that. Charlie doesn't like Amanda much and she's just like, God damn it. Like, I don't know, I don't know if there's something going on with him. As far as I know, no. As far as improving things between you guys, maybe you could try being a nice person sometimes, you know, maybe he would like that. He's a pretty nice guy. Maybe he'd appreciate you being nice for once. That's my only advice. Now, does anyone else in this household require my presence at the moment? Because I'd really fucking like to leave, finally. Like, I'm not any of your guys' personal like, I'm not your relationship counselor. Get out of here. So Amanda ignored all of the rest of what Charlie said. And she's like, okay, yes, I can definitely show Christopher that I'm a nice person. Thank you. That's very helpful, actually. Thank you so much, Charlie. Lovely to see you. Charlie's just like, God damn it. Yeah, sure. Mohini, let's get out of here. Mohini, he's eaten a bunch of Charlie's mom's treats here, and so they're gonna go ahead and finally leave the house, though, as Mohini is leaving with a full stomach for the day. And as they're leaving, they're gonna go ahead and cross paths with someone else, as Mr. Christopher Clarke, as Amanda was just talking about, is heading home from the practice for the day. He's getting home, and let's see, where did Amanda go? She's gonna catch him on his way in. Charlie will say a little hello to her brother on the way too, you know, and be like, you know, hey brother, tell your fiance I'm not your relationship counselor. It kind of confuses him, but let's see, we'll have Mohini and Charlie go ahead and actually get on off the property here, go ahead and head home. So Amanda will catch Christopher on the way home. Christopher's feeling pretty good though. He's had like a pretty good day. He's gonna even just like walk in and just gonna go ahead and walk in and plant one on Amanda. You know, he's feeling like pretty good today. You know, and be like, hey there, welcome home. What she's saying, she's like, oh goodness, like you're pretty chipper today on your way home from work. What's got you all giddy today? And he's like, I don't know, I just, you know, I'm just in a good mood. I'm having a really good day, Amanda. I'm feeling really good. And she's like, oh, that's so good to hear. I mean, I'm really glad you're home now. I missed you, you know, like I needed some stuff. And Chris is still kind of in a sort of playful bantery mood, you know. It's like, oh, you missed me, did you, Miss Ritter? She's like, I mean, yeah, I did. I'm trying to buy the gala outfit and I kind of needed your advice, you know. And he's like, oh, right, yeah, totally, you know, if we don't have the perfect outfit, then we might get kicked out of your parents' event, like, and we might not be thought of as the best couple in town, so that would be a tragedy. We definitely need to get that sorted out. Still falling into some snarky comments there, and I don't know, Amanda's sort of confused, just like, what? I mean, no, but obviously we need to, like, good for this, what has gotten into you? You're being so weird. Anyways, would you come upstairs and like help me? I really need to put the order in today. And Christopher's spirits are like a little bit more dampened then, as he's sort of coming down from this really playful bantery mood, and is like, right, yes, let's go ahead and head upstairs so I can help you figure out these outfits. And yeah, he's not feeling quite as playful and fun as he's been feeling all day, but, you know, he's trying not to let it ruin his mood. He's, you know, he's home with his beautiful fiance who he loves. He definitely loves very much. I mean, they've been together 10 years now, so it's time I guess to figure out outfits with her as we round out the night with the Clarke family, which means you're going to be going ahead and heading to another commercial break real quick as we take a look into what the Winston family is up to. We are back in the Winston Manor. Of course, we have Robert II here, and he's going ahead and heading on into his family study here, which is where Catalina is currently residing, which we haven't seen much. I didn't quite catch her on the phone there, but she was just on a phone call and was just hanging up as Robert II was entering the room, just saying like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll talk more later, bye, sweetie. And Robert's heading on into the study and is like, oh, hey, Aunt Cat, who are you on the phone with? Let's actually get them into a conversation here. We don't need to argue, Jesus. Okay, ask about that. Yeah, there we go. Just be like, oh, hey, Aunt Cat, who were you on the phone with? And she's like, oh, just Tony, don't, nothing to worry about. And Robert's like, what? Who is Tony? I don't know. Catalina just brushes it off. Nope, help. Oh, she's flattering him. Jesus, okay. She just brushes it off, and it's like, oh, you kids crack me up, what you doing in the study? And Robert doesn't care that much to continue to follow the train of thought. His aunt's kind of weird, she has a lot of different stuff going on, and so Robert II's just like, whatever. Anyways, I don't know, I just kind of needed the family study here. I know it's going to be a little bit of a task, but I sort of needed to search around some stuff in the study just for some old family records and like Scherzo stuff, the business company things. So I just sort of needed some time to sift through the study. And Kat's like, well, your father barely organizes this place and hasn't touched it in years, so good luck with that. I wish you luck. I will head out then. I will leave you to it. Don't touch any of my things, please, is all I ask. If you're going to be rooting around in here a little, just leave my piles where they are, please, and don't go sifting through my stuff. And Robert's like, yeah, no, that's okay. I mean, I wasn't planning on it, Aunt Cat, don't worry about it. I wouldn't just go through your personal belongings anyways. And so he's gonna go ahead and just start looking through some books. He's just dealing with some business stuff with Scherzo, and he knows that there's some old records of things for the company kept in the highly disorganized logs in the family study here. So he's gonna just try and look out or look around and see if he can figure out business stuff. He's kind of keeping a tight lip about it, but his brother Brent, oh, hi there, Wall. His brother Brent's gonna go ahead and head into, Brent was also headed to the study to search for something. And so, let's see, we'll get him to head on in here. He looks a little stressed out, and he'll be like, oh, hey, brother. And Robert's like, oh, hey, what's up? You rarely in here, or here, we'll just have Brent come sit on Kat's bed. I don't know if she would appreciate them sitting on the bed to do this, but, it's usually a pull-out couch anyway, so you just switch it to a bed for Kat's stay here. And so he'll just talk to his brother while they're sitting there, and is like, yeah, I needed to venting. Perfect. He's like, yeah, I put in some job applications finally, and I got some interviews lined up. Do a little bro hug there, I guess. He's like, I just need my social security card for some things, because I don't quite remember the full number, and I think last time I saw it was somewhere in this mess in this room, which I'm realizing now was maybe a lost cause, but worth a shot. I kind of need that to do things. And Robert's like, yeah, you do. You maybe want to keep a little bit better track of your stuff there, buddy, but yeah, I was looking for some stuff as well, and it's not the easiest task in this mess of a room, but you go for it. And Brent's like, yeah, thank you. Just sort of glancing over whatever Robert's doing, and staring at it. And Robert's gonna get a little sheepish about that, like, your security card's not in this record booklet here, like this, file. If you want to search for it. And Brent's like, oh, no, sorry, nothing. It's just like, one of the things you were looking at just kind of seemed familiar for some reason. One of the names, I don't know. I'm probably just losing it. And Robert's like, oh, I mean, well, I was just looking at the Henderson file, and didn't you just, like, apply for a job at the Castle Trust Credit Union downtown? Like, that's the family that runs it, so maybe that's even who you have an interview with coming up. Like, that's probably why you recognize their name. And Brent's like, you're correct, they did call me back for an interview. That's probably it. You're probably right. Really need to find that damn social security card then. And Robert's a little sheepish with his brother also being in here looking through what he needs to find, so he's just gonna go ahead and put it away and be like, okay, brother, you make sure that you're taking care of yourself, I guess, and let me know if you need anything. Here, we'll give him one last hug before we leave the room. Robert's like, it's not that important that I find what I needed to right now, I guess. So you take care of yourself. I'm glad that you're back on the work grind. You're finding a job. I'm proud of you. I believe in you. You can do this. Anyone would be lucky to have you working for their company, but yeah, I'll get out of your hair for today, so best of luck with the job search and with the social security card search. And Brent seems a little downtrodden having to look for it, but appreciates the sentiments from his brother. So Robert's gonna go ahead and head on out to the living room here where Amy is. Amy's just gotten home from work, a long day at the office being a lawyer, so he's gonna come sit next to his wife here, see how she's doing, after work. She's like, oh, sorry. Hey, sweetie, like, I just got home, just got Tyler down for his nap. He's can be like such, he's such a talkative little boy sometimes, but I finally got him down. Here, we'll give him a little, like, here, blow a kiss, She's definitely happy to see her husband after a long day of work. Bad angle on that kiss there. I was expecting them to stay on the couch, but why don't you guys actually sit and chat on the couch here? But yeah, she's just kind of tired and drained from work, and Robert's kind of tired and drained. It's been a long day at the office for both of them, and he's like, well, I'm glad that, you got Tyler down for a nap. It's really nice to see you. I know we haven't gotten to connect too much lately, and as far as I know, like, neither of us really have any plans for the night, so I was thinking we could finally maybe order in some Chinese food and, like, see where the night goes, like, have a fun night together. And Amy's like, that sounds so wonderful. I really miss, like, spending time with you, having time with you. And as she's in the middle of saying that, actually, Amy's phone's gonna buzz, though. Let's see, I'll have her get on her phone here, and, so yeah, she's gonna check what's going on her phone, and her face is gonna fall a little bit, but also, like, her cheeks are a little flushed after looking at that text there. It seems to have flustered her a tiny bit, and she's like, oh, I really hate to do this. I'm constantly doing this. I'm so sorry, but that client that I keep, like, kind of telling you about, and how it's, like, a really, it's a big profile client, it's pretty important that I get on this case, and, he's kind of been all over the place lately. Well, he just, like, finally texted me back after 3 days, and I'm so sorry. We can do Chinese another night. I really need to get out, and I need to get the information from him while he's still responding to things so that we can build a stronger case. You understand, right? And Robert's definitely kind of sad about that, but he's like, okay, yeah, I know it's your career. It's really important, and I mean, I don't really know much about this client. You don't really say that much about him, but I do know that he's pretty flaky from what I've heard. So if you're, if you really need to get in contact with him and have a conversation with him right now, then I guess I understand. Go for it. I just gotta support my wife in her career, And she's like, I'm sorry. I would tell you more about him, just client confidentiality. I can't really, I truly apologize. Hopefully once this whole case is over, then I'll have more time on my hands. And I can maybe even, like, tell you more details. I would love to tell you. It's kind of a crazy situation, but I really need to get out of here and get to this, meeting, make a meeting with him and get to it. So, I'll head out. And she'll toss over her shoulder as she's headed out, like, maybe you can go ahead and still have a nice night in, though. We'll spend some time with the kids that you know, is Samantha home tonight, that maybe you can go have dinner with her? And he's like, yeah, Samantha's home, but she's spending time with Maxwell right now, which we can actually hop on over to. So Samantha, as we saw earlier in the episode at school, she is spending some time at her and her boyfriend Maxwell's favorite place over here, the little pier close by their house. So they have their favorite little bench that they like to spend time at over here. Looks like they're standing up now, but we'll get them sitting back on this bench here, staring out at the beautiful horizon in front of the beach here. Spending some time together. You know, they spend a lot of afternoons after school together. They don't get to see each other that much at school and stuff. And let's see. Here. Oh my god, let's go away. Help. Because I want to make Samantha a little sad here. You know, she's a little down. Things at school lately have been making her feel just a little weird and insecure and stuff. But Maxwell's super pumped up right now because prom is super soon, as we were hearing her talking to her friends about. So yeah, we'll just have him chat to her and be like really amped up about how like their prom king and queen campaign is going, and he's super excited. Like, he's gotten the whole football team has told him that they're definitely gonna vote for him, like they're on his side, and like, you know, they're gonna vote for them prom king and queen. It's going so well. Like, oh my god, like I just bought my tux and it looks so good. Oh my god, babe, like you're gonna fall in love with me all over again when you see it. I'm gonna look so good in it, babe. We're gonna look like a dynamite couple. We're gonna win prom king and queen. Like, it's in the bag. We don't even have to worry about it, don't have to think about it. Like, you know, aren't you excited? Samantha, I mean, she's excited, but she's just not really in that mood right now. And so she's like, oh yeah, I'm really excited. I'm so happy you got your tux. I should be getting my dress soon. And she's usually pretty happy and bubbly around him, so he's definitely gonna inquire, you know, what's up with his girlfriend, and be like, hey, sweetie, like, you're usually so pumped to talk about prom stuff with me too, so I mean, are you okay? Oh, there we go, discuss sad mood. That's perfect. So he'll definitely check in on her and see if she's all right and stuff. Excuse me. And Samantha's, oh yeah, I'm okay. I genuinely am really excited about prom. It's just, I don't know, I've just been really stressed lately. There's a lot of pressure and stuff, and I don't know, I guess just that me and some of the girls were talking, and they were talking about prom and like after prom and stuff, and how like everyone usually sleeps together after prom, and I guess I'm just kind of nervous about it. I don't know, you know, if I want to do that. I'm nervous to like take the next step with you, you know, that I've never like actually had sex with anyone, and yeah, like I know that's the thing you do after prom, and I don't know. Maxwell's gonna cut her off right there and just be like, Sam, sweetie, what are you talking about? Like, if those other girls are sleeping with people, like, that's fine. As I've told you before, I'm not in any rush. I just want to do whatever will make you feel the most comfortable. I mean, if you want to have sex after prom, you know that I would be down. But, like, my main priority is respecting you and your boundaries. I mean, oh, what's happening with his arms? Like, you know, you're the love of my life. I just want to make sure that you're comfortable and do whatever you're comfortable with. I mean, fuck what all of your other friends have been saying and stuff. There's nothing wrong. Like, if you don't want to, like, we can totally wait. I just want you to know that I'm not expecting anything from you on that night. I'm just expecting to have a wonderful time with my wonderful girlfriend and kick all the other prom king and queens, like, you know, butts, and definitely take that crown. And I think Sam is feeling so much better after he reassured her about that, and is feeling so much more excited about prom night again. I think that really took like a huge weight off her shoulders, because it was something she was really nervous about. But she's gonna go ahead and here we'll go ahead and kiss him and thank him and be like, oh my god, that is so nice to hear from you, because they were talking about how much like it's a disappointment when you don't put out for your guys on prom night, but I'm so happy that I don't have to worry about that with you, and I don't have to you know, push myself farther than like I'd like to. I love you, and thank you for saying all that to me. And he'll express the same sentiments back, you know, that, oh my, of course, baby, I love you. Like, you don't even ever have to worry. You know that I've got your back 100%, no matter what. will, not fight anyone who says different. So we will go ahead and leave them to have a little bit of a mushy time there, reconnect a little, continue to discuss some prom plans and stuff. And that's where we will go ahead and leave the Winston household for the night. For our very last scene of the night, we are going to cut one more time back over to the Clarke estate, where Lorena has been out doing some shopping for some new craft supplies for her newest hobby that she has picked up, of course, but she's getting back a little bit earlier than usual. It took a lot less time than she thought it was going to, and seeing that Justin II's car is in the drive, kind of lifting her spirits, because, of course, her and her husband have not had a lot of opportunities to have some free time to connect, and if he's at home, he's not out doing anything, and she's has a little bit more time on her plate today than she was expecting. Maybe they can finally have some time to themselves to just hang out and reconnect. And so, not thinking anything of it, Lorena's of course going to walk into her home and into her and Justin II's makeshift bedroom in the study, but what does she find? But Justin II isn't exactly sitting at home alone, waiting for his wife to return. And so, with Lorena's jaw on the floor and Justin II's mouth attached to another woman's lips, that is where we are going to leave tonight's episode. Who is this woman that Justin II is mouthing down on him and his wife's bed? How will Lorena react? How will Justin and this woman react, seeing that Lorena has walked in on them? Either way, it is sure to cause a bit of drama, a bit of a riff, and so we will have to catch back up next episode to see the fallout from this and the fight that is sure to ensue. So thank you so much for watching and tuning in. I'm sorry that for the second episode in a row, the dramatic cliffhanger last scene here has had to be a VO from me, but hopefully it hasn't lost any of its punch yet again, as with episode 3. I don't remember what I was rambling about at the very end here, but there's lots of good stuff to happen coming forward, and so I hope you are enjoying so far, and you are excited to see what is going to be happening next. Thank you so much for watching and supporting. I'm just going to cut the video down to where I'm waiting. Oh no, I think that this video file actually cut off where I waved goodbye, so I suppose I'll just give a goodbye here, even though my actions are not going to support it much on the camera, unfortunately. Sorry there were so many bits that got muted for this episode and I had to VO as well. This one was a little bit bad for that. Hopefully the next few are a bit better. I haven't edited them yet. But thanks for sticking with me, and hopefully this, still gives you all the story beats, even if it's a little bit incongruent with what you are watching. But anyways, rambling as always. I love y'all very, very much. Thank you for watching. I will see you again soon. And for now, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night, and I will see you later, cuties.